Welcome back to the channel, and today all this noise going on is about testing this little system for running the fridge over here from solar power, and that was in the last video, was the setting up. What we basically got is a pair of 100-watt solar panels outside. They come in to this charge controller, which is a PWM type, very cheap type, but effective, and then into this battery, which then goes into the back of the power station. Power station can be any type really, as long as it can output enough for the fridge with any spikes. So this is 800 watt capable, and what I'm doing is I'm going to be running a test today and seeing how this lot goes on, writing the times down and the figures for the percentage on this, which is showing 80% at the moment, with 99 watts coming in from the battery plugged straight in the back, and also the charge of the battery itself as the day goes on. So this run is beginning at 12 o'clock on Sunday, midday. 100 watts it's showing coming in from the setup. Down here we can see on the kilowatt type meter only using 12.55 watts, 12.56 watts, and yet the fridge is evidently running. The AGM battery is showing 12.82. Just had an interesting thought too. What if this this watt meter, this kilowatt, is actually doing something to help? There we go. No, it's not. There we go. There's a big kick, and we're now at 92, 93 watts. It's now 1 PM. 84 watts there. See what this says. Okay, it's showing 88, but of course we got that still charging. And over on the battery, 12.81. And so we basically, we're just everything's just keeping going. I mean, outside quite a high temperature today, but the panels are better adjusted than they were in the last video, and the sky itself pretty much cloud free. It's now 1:30 PM and you can see that the charge has dropped to 72% on this Ecoflow, and that's because it's now drawing 353 watts, the fridge, but there's no noises, and I believe what it's doing is a kind of a defrost, and so the internal heating element is on. And looking at it yesterday, it seemed that it does that once, and that's when it starts up, and it's supposed to be once per day, so I guess it starts to count 24 hours or something and does another one. So that's a bit so when we do get power cuts and it starts up again, one of the first things it will do after an hour or so is this, which is quite the drain. And of course we've not got enough coming in with 99 watts to cover the 350 going out. It's now 2 PM, 60% on the Ecoflow, 108 watts going into the fridge, and we've got 12.77 on the battery. Coming in at the moment, 7.9 amps. 3 PM, we're still at 84 watts here. This is now on 55%, and the battery is at 12.62. Now thinking about it, the angle of these panels might be a little too severe. I might drop them down a touch, because what we're seeing is the car battery going down, and we're seeing the Ecoflow going down. That's just generally sort of keeping up with it, but losing a little bit as it goes. So looking at the sun angle, I'm going to drop the I'm going to take those white pieces off. And there we go, that's likely a better angle. Can't actually check the wattage coming in though, but I'll check the battery again. It should have gone up perhaps if there's more wattage coming in. And the answer to that question is it was on 12.62. 12.59. I don't know if it did any good or not. Ah well, carrying on. Well, it's now 3:45 and my wife just popped in and said, oh, the ice cream's okay, the fridge must be working alright. I thought, yeah, okay. So I've just come in here to put the kettle on and realised she's got her phone on charge, which complicates things, but of course it's an average day, so I wanted to see what happens, and charging her phone is completely normal. 54% at 3:45 PM. What I will do though now, I've just looked out the window, is I'll move these panels down there a bit because sun angle's changing and we've got some shade from this tree. So I'll move those. There we are. It's a little bit unconventional, but both are getting full sun now. Right, the 4 o'clock update, and the fridge is still drawing 85 watts. We've got 52% on the Ecoflow, and the battery is showing 12.48. 5 PM update is that one of the panels is now getting covered a little bit. But down here we have 49%, so that's not bad. And over at the battery we can see the 6.3 amps coming in, and the battery voltage is 12.38. Alright, here's the 6 o'clock update, and that's quite interesting because it's just using 0.27 watts now. So on the Ecoflow, 53%, and you can see it's got like a 0 there, 94 watts coming in. So in fact that is actually charging a bit, isn't it? Excellent. And the AGM battery is on 12.24, so that's come down a little. I think I will keep it going another hour. I was going to stop, but when I look at this, it's hardly, well, I mean, we're up to 54% now on the Ecoflow. This battery, mind you, is coming down some, so I will stop in another hour's time. I don't want to flatten it. Let's have a look actually. Yeah, there's still 4.9 amps coming in. Well, it's 6:30 now and my wife's plugged the phone back in again. We do need charge for the phone, so I'll call it a day now. 68 going out at the moment, 56% on the Ecoflow, that's pretty good. But the main thing really I think is the AGM battery, which is now, it's only at 12.11, so I think, you know, being realistic, I'll call it a day. But that's been 6.5 hours. So it's now 7 o'clock and as sunset approaches, I've got these panels attached to directly to the Ecoflow now. It's about 30 watts coming in. And the whole thing's been fine. It ran from 12 until about 6:30, and I think, you know, as an emergency thing it would work great, but obviously it's not a full solution for running 24 hours a day. But I'm quite pleased. It just seems to use what it produces. So the system does need to be larger. I do need to do a few things like, well, put these on little wheels to run around after the sun. I've only moved them a couple of times today though. But yes, I think it's a practical type of solution. But I don't think I'd try and use it 24/7. It just wouldn't do it. But there we are. Hope you enjoyed that bit of an extra video on the system. And thanks very much for watching.